Yeah. Go. Welcome to Movie Lounge. I'm your host, Stephen Wasson, and sorry for the 40-minute delay. We have been having technical difficulties with YouTube and just Twitch also, but thank you for waiting. You guys are awesome. And if I'm going to introduce to you to the people who are sitting next to me. We have the guy who played randomly, Andrew Spencer. And he'll be our judge for the next thing. And Anton Gugino. And then on my left is Dylan O'Connor.
Hey, what's up?
Who I like to do Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice whenever I see him because come and follow me.
I'm probably a long distance relative or something.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, today is going to be a special event live stream for about an hour or so. And yeah, we'll do a few questions, talk about comic book movies, and then we'll get into a debate challenge, which I saw on Screen Junkies. This is just a plug-in. They're not paying me. The Screen Junkies does this movie fight, and I was like, it'd be kind of cool to do our own like little thing. So we're going to see that. And first off, I want to say people in Russia, Monterey Bay University, or whatever college it's called, people in Roseville, Rockland, Sacramento, Australia, Israel, Iran, all over the world who are watching this. This is a worldwide live stream, and you guys are awesome. And just the passion to see this show, texting me, sending me Facebook messages, trying to know where it is through all this chaos today. But let's get started with Civil War. There are two people sitting next to me who have not seen it, these guys.
What's up?
So we're going to do a brief non-spoiler talk about it. Dylan, you saw it. What did you think? What did you feel about it? How did you feel the whole thing all around? Go.
No, I thought it was a really good movie. I think the way they set up the characters, like the conflict between, Captain America and Iron Man, it was really fleshed out. Like, you didn't feel like there was a right or wrong side. It was just like, kind of like, pick side based on what you feel relates closest with you. Like, they both have their solid arguments of why they thought things were the way they were. Without going into too much detail, the new characters, Black Panther, Spider-Man, they did really well with those. They didn't feel like rushed at all. They felt fleshed out for what they could do with the movie. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited to see where they go with those guys. Yeah.
Did you? Because when I saw it, I was in the front row, and I was like slouching like this watching it. And it's like this giant thing, and I will say this, like, Aunt May is really attractive in the movie. When you see her, like, she's not your typical, like, I kid you not, she's really attractive. And
she's like getting younger.
I know, right? Like, she's just getting younger and younger as all Spider-Man. Marvel did a really good job as making Spider-Man. This Spider-Man is the best reincarnation of Spider-Man. He never took away from Black Panther. Black Panther never took away from Spider-Man's shine. The airport scene, probably the best comic book action scene ever done, maybe possibly ever done in all film. When you see it, you'll notice that you only see about 1% or 2% of the airport scene in the trailer. It's astounding. There are two, besides that one, there's another crazy good fight scene. So yeah, it's generally like, it's really good. Marvel's doing really good with it. So yeah, we're going to get into the next topic, which will be, what are your thoughts on the Marvel films after Civil War? Even though you guys haven't seen it, you can go basing back from the last Marvel movie that you saw. What are your guys' thoughts on where Marvel is going and how Marvel is taking their movie? And when I mean Marvel Studios, not X-Men or Sony's properties or Fox's property. I mean like Marvel Studios, like from Iron Man and on. Mm-hmm. So I know that can be it can be kind of tricky and just kind of confusing at times when people mention Marvel. So there's like two different sides of it. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, the last Marvel movie I saw was Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. And that was a good movie. Like, I was surprised because I didn't, I don't read that many like old comics like back in the day or any comics really now on the superhero side and Marvel. And so I thought it was really good. I thought, just the story was good and like, how the characters were introduced because I don't know any of them. So yeah, I really digged it. And, I think Marvel is like going in a direction that is just really entertaining for everybody and just bringing new people. If there is any new people that haven't heard of Marvel, so yeah, man.
Yeah, I think what they're doing with each movie, you anticipate it's going to be a good movie. Everyone loves superheroes, and you're just thinking, how awesome! What can they do more? Mm-hmm. And each time they're like, oh, here's what we can do more. Here's what we can add. Here's more action. And since Iron Man, the first one, I've always seen an improvement. I mean, there have been some that were like, okay, this is okay. Like, this is okay. This is decent. But like, Guardians of the Galaxy was awesome, and Ant-Man was awesome. Each one has gotten better and better. And even though I haven't seen Civil War, the anticipation to see it is greater than it was to see, the Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Right.
So like, I was anticipating seeing that movie, and when I saw it, I'm like, wow, that was great. I can't wait till the next one. I can't see what they do next. And they use those cliffhangers at the end to like make you wait. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. Like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah. The only problem I have with Marvel is their villains are probably the worst things they could do. Like, besides from Red Skull and even the villain in Winter Soldier and Robert Redford's character, he was an undercasted character, kind of. He was really good, but I think they played down on it a little bit. And then you have Loki, who's probably the best. And then I'm hoping that Thanos is going to be really good when he's supposedly in Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot of good things. I like the fact that Marvel is gambling on a lot of things. Like, we're getting the next movie is Doctor Strange. Once that movie comes out, Marvel is in a bizarre, like, crazy. Do any of you guys know who Doctor Strange is?
No.
You do?
I know.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange is more of the, what would you call it? Like
mystical.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, take Thor, but it's just in a bizarre, he sees demons. He does all these crazy things. And it's such a cool character. Once that gets there, once Doctor Strange comes into play, then it's a whole different of just crazy, weird things going on. And I think that's a gamble a little bit. Black Panther's a little bit of a gamble. Once you see Black Panther in Civil War, he is literally cool as heck. His suit is awesome. And even Spider-Man's suit is pretty
probably not better than Hawkeye though. Hawkeye's awesome.
His suit is improved a little bit. His suit actually does look like the original one. So it's a little bit more improved, except he only has one sleeve covering and he's still
you need to show off his biceps. Come on,
you have to. I love Hawkeye. Hawkeye has gotten a little better. He's kind of I don't know, I want to see a solo movie just off the cuffs, just totally.
How he became to be Hawkeye.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I know they're making a Black Widow movie. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, I guess.
Pretty cool.
So, what are your thoughts of how Marvel Studios taking their whole shebang?
Well, looking back when I was a kid, 90s child right here, but all the superhero movies back then were just terrible. Well, more Marvel, they really struggled to get their legs as far as a good movie. Look at Daredevil or the old school Captain America, those were terrible. So, I mean, looking at it now, it's cool to see. I never thought we'd actually get a good movie on the superhero movie on the screen, you know, like the movie. So it's cool to see like all these characters brought to life, like in a, you know, somewhat kind of realistic way, as much as they could do it, you know. I know no movie's completely realistic, but I feel like for what they could do, they made it as realistic as possible. And like the interaction between the characters, you know. And I just like kind of what you're saying, like I like how they're taking risks with things, you know. They're not just like, okay, we have to keep it the same, you know, 3 characters, and keep doing reboots and different things. But I'm glad that they're kind of taking risks, and they're absolutely like nailing these characters, you know, like characters that we've pretty much heard nothing about, like casual moviegoers know nothing about, you know, like Star-Lord, Rocket Raccoon, like even Ant-Man, you know. So it's cool how they bring those characters to life and like make them feel a little bit relatable, you know, like, you know, Star-Lord, like he's, you know, he's from Earth, so like you can kind of relate to that when he's in this like strange world. You feel like you're kind of his character, trying to, you know, learn how all this stuff works. So I think they're really doing a good job of introducing those. And yeah, after Civil War, like I'm really intrigued to see where they go from here. Like you said, Doctor Strange is coming up. That's going to introduce a lot of strange things, you know. But,
No problem.
and then leading up to, you know, with Thanos, like Civil War, or not Civil War, sorry, Infinity War. So many wars going on. Yeah,
They are changing this how to different. They're not. It's not Infinity War anymore.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank God.
just kind of as like a substitute title, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You know, he's collecting all those Infinity Stones. So I'm interested to see how they go with Thanos. Like, he was pretty cool in Guardians of the Galaxy at a small part, but I feel like they could do something interesting with him. So looking forward to seeing how all these characters, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, are going to integrate and interact with the Avengers. You know, I think that's going to be interesting. I think there's going to be some good comedy moments. You know, see Star-Lord interacting with Tony Stark. Like, I'm really looking forward to that.
And I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, who knew that your 2 favorite characters would be a talking tree and a talking raccoon? Like, did you guys enjoy Rocket Raccoon and Groot?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I liked how Guardians of the Galaxy brought Star Wars feel to it. You can totally tell that there were some fans of Star Wars into it, and I like the fact that they're taking risks as well as like still going with it. Yes, Thor 2 maybe not the best movie. Like, Marvel Studios hasn't made a terrible comic book movie yet.
Not terrible. They've made some that is like, this is kind of like. Yeah.
The first Captain America is just it's not garbage, but man, it's boring to watch for me. Then when I watch Winter Soldier, I'm watching Jason Bourne on steroids. And then when I watch Civil War, I'm watching just glory. It's up there. So any more thoughts on this?
No.
You, Andrew?
Pretty much no, right?
All right, so our next topic. So this next question has been circling around for me, and this is a fun one for me, and I think I know where you know where I'm going with this one, but it's a fun one. Like I love this one because I get to just unleash I'll get into the question. What are your thoughts on DC films after BVS came out? Batman v Superman. What are your guys' thoughts on DC? Have you guys seen Batman v Superman?
You know what? I have not, but I hear it is absolutely terrible. Like, oh my gosh! Like, I don't even want to go see it. Like, I hear it's like the beginning was okay, and then I heard the rest of it just fell apart.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but like I heard the same thing. Like I would always like with those movies that look cool, like they bring up the kind of the cool things in the trailer. I'm always skeptical to see it unless I'm like, this is going to be an awesome movie. So I was skeptical to see it. So when I hear people like that was awful, and I'm just like, I'm not going to waste money for that.
Yeah.
So the fact of hearing that it was awful and the trailers look pretty decent. Like,
yeah,
you're showing, you're getting Batman versus Superman, and then Wonder Woman comes in, and it looks awesome. But hearing so many people saying that it was awful makes me question how DC's what they're doing with their films, compared to Marvel.
Yeah, you saw it, right?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
It was disappointing. And coming from a guy who really enjoyed most part the Dark Knight trilogy, the Dark Knight,
Yeah, those were good.
Great movie, and that just makes you want to see I try to be unbiased when it comes to Marvel versus DC because Marvel is the fun side, but I think DC, they can take a more dark and serious tone. So I wouldn't mind that, if it's done well, from a movie perspective, I thought it was kind of ultimately disappointing. I felt like it was a little bit rushed as far as cramming all the characters together and even how they introduced, the other Justice League, through not going into too many spoilers, but I just thought it felt too rushed. Whereas, I don't like to compare to Marvel, but I feel like Marvel kind of established each of their characters before they brought them together as a team. And now, Batman v Superman, this is only the second movie in the DC universe, connected films that they're doing. Man of Steel being the first. So I feel like they didn't really give it enough time. And all of a sudden Batman's here, and all of a sudden he's super old, and they didn't tell well, I didn't want to hear his origin story again. So everyone knows
for the 20th time.
and in the movie they showed a little bit of his parents died, and spoilers, parents died.
Okay,
Wait,
that
what?
was a movie for me. I had no idea.
You didn't know that by now.
So here's my question: what do you think of Ben Affleck as Batman?
No, that's one good thing. I thought for the most part, he did a pretty good job. I still think, as far as a Bruce Wayne goes, I think Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne in my opinion. Might be a debatable.
What about Michael Keaton?
The
greatest of both worlds.
I thought he was a good Batman. Bruce Wayne, no, I thought he was good, but I feel Christian Bale as Batman, he wasn't the greatest. The voice was just a little too much. But I feel like Ben Affleck kind of had a good balance between Bruce Wayne and Batman, how his personality is. So I feel like that is one of the good things about that. I am excited to see what they do with the next wave of solo Batman films. It's rumored that Ben Affleck's going to actually direct those, so that could be interesting.
I have zero hope for DC, and I'm not a Marvel fanboy. Just get that out of the way. I know I lean more towards Marvel, and it's because of how Marvel Studios approaching their comic book movies. It just seems right. DC, I love what Nolan does with Batman, making it where no one gets superpowers, so you can't tie. I've had a lot of people, well, what if Christian Bale comes? It's no, he can't come back. It's too different. It's a different universe. I like Man of Steel a little bit more after watching the BBC, Batman versus Crap, as I call it. It's the first 30 minutes of Batman v Superman is really good. How they tell the origin in this one is really cool. Zack Snyder is more of a visual guy. Visually, it's cool. Of how he does the origin stories, it's straight out of the comics. But then it's just, I have no idea. And it has to do with the fact that they wanted to make it 4 hours long, which is stupid in their mind. But it's coming from as an editor, it jumped back and forth. And I watched it with a friend of mine who saw it, and he loved it. And I was like, you're crazy. And you really need to learn things. But he told me that coming from just as a comic book fan, he enjoyed it more. And I understand that. As if you're a DC fanboy, you're going to love it. It's a very much film made for the fans. As a person who doesn't like comic book movies, they may not like it as much. Now, with introducing the Justice Leagues was probably I don't know.
You think it was rushed?
Have you ever heard? Did you guys hear how they introduced it?
No.
Okay. If you ever watch it,
Okay.
Wonder Woman did really good. Batman nailed it. He's not Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton's still the best Batman / Bruce Wayne. But Ben Affleck nailed it, and he is, I heard, going to be taking over Justice League. like producing it and stuff. So as him as a director, I'm fine, and as him as an actor, I'm fine with it. Lex Luthor's son is the stupidest kid. I hated that. But how they introduced Wonder Woman finding the Justice League, it's god awful. It's just horrendous, and it doesn't fit. There's so many things going wrong with it. I want to see the one where it's the unedited version, the much longer one, just to see. Maybe it can be a little bit different. But I feel like DC is just trying too hard to cram. And like with cramming, and Batman v Superman had less superheroes than Civil War. But with Civil War, it seemed as many characters as they had, like for some reason it fit more. You would think it'd be the opposite, that like, okay, it's much easier to tell just 3 superheroes fighting one person. That's not gonna be a problem. And it just didn't work out. With Civil War, it worked out fine. I will say this, Lois Lane needs to be shot or dead. Like, I just cannot stand her in the movie. She plays no important role. And, okay, I'll tell you this. The whole Martha joke, oh, your mother's name Martha? Mine, let's be friends. Like, that's so, it's how I don't know. There's a lot of problems. I'm hoping Suicide Squad. That's my hope, that Suicide Squad is actually really good. Suicide Squad is like the Deadpool of comic book movies.
Okay.
That it can be darker. It's their own thing. I'm hoping Suicide Squad. I love how Joker is being portrayed. See, I'm loving some things that DC is doing. So Suicide Squad looks a little bit more fun. It doesn't look so depressing. I felt depressed when I saw Batman v Superman. After, I was like, man, I feel like I'm stuck in Seattle. No offense. But I felt depressed, and it's like, and Marvel, I don't want to see Marvel do anything darker. I'm loving the tone where they can go serious and still add jokes. I hope they don't pull like a Man of Steel, like super depressed, like, oh, yeah, Superman is the one, Batman v Superman. So any more thoughts on like DC? Like, do you have hope that DC can?
Well, as long as they don't rush it.
Yeah,
as long as they're because I kind of feel like, just based off what you guys are saying from the movie, is that they're trying to catch up to Marvel.
That's what I was just actually about to say.
Like they're the way that you were saying, like they're rushing characters in. They're like, oh my gosh, look how many characters Marvel already has. We need to catch up with them. Yeah. So that's kind of just my final thought on that.
I was about to say something on that same guidelines. I'm saying along the same guidelines. They're kind of rushing everything, I feel like, or they're just kind of going like, I don't know. They should have just kind of left in the same train if they really wanted to catch up. But I feel like they should just kind of go at their own pace, produce good movies, and then I can watch Marvel and DC, and like it both. Because Justice League, that'd be sick.
Right.
Like, to have a freaking movie about the Justice League is. I remember like Justice League, just like Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, like all of them getting together. The cartoon, and I just love that. So hopefully they make a good movie out of that.
I just got a text from our friend Darren who's sitting over there. He goes, I'm looking forward to Batman Kills the Joker for DC. And I agree, that would be kind of cool. What are your final thoughts on it?
I think kind of agreeing with what you guys are saying. I think they're rushing it a little bit. Marvel took the time to like develop their characters a little bit more. So in Civil War, when there's a ton of characters, you actually care about what happens to all of them, and like they all have equal screen time. I feel like Batman v Superman is like, I don't know. I felt like more was like directed about Batman. I felt like Batman did more than Superman. I feel like it wasn't super balanced. Like you said, they're trying to rush the Justice League with, oh, here we got Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern. I don't know about him, but so on. But no, I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad. Like that looks like a movie. Like I feel like DC wants to take themselves too seriously. Their movies like always have to be dark and gritty,
Yeah.
I feel like this one's kind of a breath of fresh air. It looks like it's like they're not taking themselves too seriously. They're like, well, this movie can be, kind of a little more fun. A little let loose a little bit. And based on the trailer, like it looks like, it could be pretty good. I'm excited for it.
I do think Batman having it gritty is good.
Right, Batman, but
The thing that no one did was he did it good, except Dark Knight Rises, which was in his own world. I didn't like it that much, but like the Dark Knight, it played really well with being that perfect seriousness, and that's what it took its time. And I agree with you guys 100% that like DC needs to take its time. Don't feel rushed. I feel like what DC's doing is they're scared. They have to compete with Marvel Studios because yes, Marvel Studios has what, like 13 or so movies out. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that as an advantage. Like, hey, look, they got all these movies out. Some are great, some are okay. Let's take our time and make some really good ones. Like, let's take our time to tell a story. Like, I like how Batman v Superman was going, but adding in like 3 different comic book movies or comic books into one and just doing all these things, just throwing things left and right. I don't know. There was a lot of things in the movie that I was like, okay, I can do that with the movie. I can see that as a separate movie, or I can see this as a separate movie. I just feel like take your time, do it right. Like don't feel like you have to rush a comic book movie out every single year. Let Marvel do their own thing. Let them do that, and just do your own thing. Like, and Suicide Squad comes out on a really cool day, which I'll get into that later on. But it comes out on August 5th, and I'm hoping I get to see it. Maybe we'll see. I'm trying to convince someone. We'll see. She saw Deadpool. She liked it. So yeah. Just in general, like I agree with you guys 100%. Like it's not easy doing it, and I think if it takes time, then yeah. And then our next question is, how do you feel comic book films will be after 2020? After Infinity War, or whatever the next Avengers will be called, after Justice Leagues, and like after all that settled, like how do you see comic book movies just in general going?
Well, for me, I think it's a little bit hard to say. So we've still got, 4 more years, so that's going to be a lot of movies leading up to that. We've got, Fox's X-Men, we've got DC, Justice League, we've got Marvel, the Avengers, all those, which is great, I think. But I think maybe after that, they might need to take a break and kind of rethink like how they're going to approach things.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like after that, there's going to be so many movies. I think people are going to be ready for something a little bit different, which is great how we have it right now. But I feel like in 4 years, it might be things might change. Culture changes and what people like and dislike, and those popular changes. Just look at back in the day. Just look at the kind of shows like westerns. Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 60s, that was the thing, and then it kind of faded out. People kind of got tired of it. So I hope that superhero movies can continue to become, reinvigorate like fresh and exciting ideas to keep it from going that direction. Because I personally enjoy seeing them, but I feel like you can only have so much of the same thing, or you kind of get burnt out on it. But I think if Marvel's going where they're going with Infinity War, it kind of opens up more of like a space, like cosmic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe after that, they might go a little bit more, science fiction, like outside of Earth kind of thing. So.
What are you going to start?
Well, like I was saying before, I don't really read a whole bunch of comics. So I know all the main guys like Captain America, Iron Man, or Black Panther, all those guys. But Ant-Man's new to me and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure. It's a hard question. Like he was just saying. So that's all I have to say.
So you're more open up, just I'm just here to enjoy the ride.
Yeah, just throw stuff at me. Throw stuff at me. I'm not the biggest person to judge movies, but you know what? I know when a movie sucks. But Marvel's doing well and DC's okay right now, so just keep making good movies.
I wish I was in your shoes right now. I wish I didn't go to film school, but I'm glad I did. But just to experience movies, film school ruined it for me. I literally
you see everything.
Oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. That's why Batman v Superman drove me nuts. Is we edited. That's it killed. Like,
I took a little bit of like a film class, and I just see that. Like I'm doing more like photography and Photoshop, and I see like a magazine. I'm just like, that was Photoshop. Just like, oh my gosh, and it just bugs me. Like film does for you. So I'm just like, I can't look at a magazine anymore.
But I like how you have that innocent in you, where you're just like, I don't care.
I'm like
I know
baby.
nothing about it,
baby.
If it's good, it's good. If it's not, oh well. What are your thoughts?
I think kind of the same lines with what Dylan was saying. I don't know. After all those like the big movies that people are looking forward to, it's kind of like, all right, we have the Avengers. What's next? Like,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do? Like, they could blow us away. They could still go up in the production and how they make movies, or they could just hit the top and that's their limit, and then they just kind of like slowly go down with like Captain America hooks up with Black Widow, and then they become family and have children. Like, who knows? That could be or sorry, the whole Black Widow. Actually, no, Black Widow can't have children.
What if like Avengers, they get done with the Avenger movies and like, that's it, we're done. Like, they just close up shop.
Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
Like, who knows? Like that. I mean, I think that'd be a little frustrating because like you want to see if they like part of me is like that would be frustrating, but at the same time, that's them saying, well, we can't do any more, which at the same time is like, come on, guys, you can go anywhere. You can make your own comic book right now. Like you can take what you learned from each comic book that was out there by Marvel and make your own like new series. Like this is what's going to happen after all the comic books are out. So they could do that. They could make a new character. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm optimistic about it. It could suck. It could be awesome. Who knows?
With comic book movies after 2020, I'm in the same boat. I have no idea what they're gonna do. I'm very optimistic with both DC, Marvel, and Fox, and Sony is just, I don't know what's wrong with them. But with just in general, I mean, you got Deadpool already coming, like it's out and it's been praised. It's just, it gives me hope. Like it's like Christmas. It's like I have no idea what I'm in store for, but I'm gonna be excited because I don't know what all is going on. And one of the cool things with seeing it, and I'm doing, because we're moving on to the next topics, is when you see Civil War, you'll see the Rogue One. Did you see the Rogue One trailer?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
That's for
it's Star Wars. So it's the spin-off. It's the first spin-off. It's glorious. Watching it, because I watched it on TV and I was on my phone or on TV. I was like, watching it on a big ass screen is just glorious. Seeing the Death Star, like, I'm excited. That's my Christmas right there. I don't care. Like, just give me a movie ticket for Star Wars. Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I mean, I can get used to this. Like every Christmas, you get a new Star Wars.
Right?
Like, best Christmas ever.
Oh yeah, it's like,
dude. Yeah, first, like, it's kind of funny. You said the Rogue One. I was like, wait, you're talking about a space movie? I'm like, how can that be? And then I was like, oh yeah, the freaking Star Wars movie that's coming out. So yeah, oh my gosh, like I saw that like on my iPhone. I was like, that's pretty awesome. Like it's different. It doesn't have like as many as like like I don't even know, like Luke Skywalker and all those guys like in it.
He won't be in it.
Yeah.
It's the first movie.
It's between 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what this Star Wars does is more of the anthology. Like they were, and I'm blanking out on who the director is. And I want to say it's the guy who did Monsters and Godzilla. He's doing one of the anthology ones, but this one is more war.
Yeah.
It puts the war into Star Wars, because the other Star Wars movies you don't really get.
You'll see how the Rebels came about and how.
Yeah, it's not much of a war movie. It's just more about family dysfunctions. So, yeah. And another quick question I'm going to answer before we get into the next cool topic is, a person asked me, should Godfather get a reboot or remake? And my answer is no, don't touch it. Like, just if you haven't seen Godfather, just watch 1 and 2 and just throw away the third one. Don't worry about it. But Godfather is a movie that you just don't want to touch because it's that much of a classic.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah. So we are now getting into the next topic. So this is going to be a movie debate. So Anton, Dylan, and I have come up with our answers to these questions that Andrew is going to be unbiased. He's going to judge our argument based on how we argue. He's going to vote for us. And it's going to come down to final 2 people who have the highest scores. And then those 2 people go into a speed round with a 15-second reason, debate, argument. And then if need be, 5 second. And the person who didn't make it into the speed round get to vote. So, yeah, we're going to get into that. This is definitely not my idea. I saw a movie fights from Screen Junkies. I was like, that would be awesome. A movie fight challenge thing going on? Yeah.
I'm down.
So,
all I'm just saying is you guys are going down.
all right.
What's
And as much of it, here's the funny thing is, even though I was going to be the judge and I got suckered into doing this, even though I went to film school and I have a much bigger knowledge, like, it's all based on argument. So you guys could actually have a better argument than me, and I could totally lose. But the fun thing is I'm not out of it. I get a vote at the end if I lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how you guys will.
Yeah.
Because we don't even know each other's answers.
I mean, know how.
I know all your answers.
I found this guy off the street.
I already know. I just came here. It's a pretty nice house. In
So
here.
let's, and then, so you're gonna read off the questions.
Yeah.
And then
So
you're
texting me, telling me to make him the winner.
make who the winner.
Make your like pick me as the winner.
So you're going to go through the questions and you're gonna pick. So we have 7 questions.
Yep.
So,
I'm just gonna do an order because I'm organized like that.
okay, we're gonna do it in order. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up my.
There's
Cool.
12 your answers. If not, I have your answers. Number 1, Anton, we'll start with you. What will be the movie of 2016?
So for 2016, the movie for me, it has to be Zootopia, and I know that's kind of like a weird, kind of like, it's not like Star Wars or anything crazy like that. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I really did. And it's like, it's more of a family movie instead of a kids movie. Great characters, really felt connected, so they didn't rush anything, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. So that's all I really have to say about that one. I know this was kind of like off the charts and like, what the heck? So, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Steven, same question. Or do you want to like?
Yeah, I'm going with Sam.
Okay, same question.
That threw me off. I'll admit I was not expecting that at all.
You know what? Yeah.
But no, it's a good choice. I picked Jason Bourne.
Oh, that's good.
Now, I knew this was going to be the underdog, which now maybe not. But I picked Jason Bourne because it was a movie that we needed. And it's a movie I didn't even know was going to come out just yet. Like, I knew it was being made. I didn't know when it came out. Seeing the trailer, it was awesome. It was just seeing what Jason Bourne is again. Forget the last one, whatever crap that one was. Jason Bourne Ultimatum or something.
Me either.
Jeremy Renner. Yeah, that one. Jeremy Renner did pretty good as a spy, but don't call that Jason Bourne. He's not Jason Bourne.
Not Jason Bourne.
They should call it Jeremy Renner. I'm a spy. Look at me. But that's besides the point. I don't want to trash it. I don't want to lose points on this. But Jason Bourne was a movie that it looks cool. It brings back what was cool about the original trilogy. It's Matt Damon being cool. And the one punch he does in the trailer, sign me up. I'm good. Just do it.
Okay, and Dylan, what was the best movie for 2016 for you?
Well, I think for me, I mean, so far I know there's a lot of movies that haven't come out, but I just think, Captain America Civil War, I think I enjoyed it that much. I just think, for all the reasons we stated before, like, just the conflict that they set up. I know you've seen the Avengers fight before, like in the first, second Avengers, you've seen them fight a little bit, but that was just kind of a little scuffle. I feel like this is kind of a wider scale. Like there's going to be some repercussions for this. It's not going to be like, okay, we're fighting, but now we're just going to kiss and make up. Like by the end of Civil War, without any spoilers, like you can tell like there's it's I don't know if it's going to really be the same as it was. They're going to take it in kind of a different direction. So I'm kind of excited with how they set that up and like just those ideologies that both the sides have. It's like you kind of see both points, and like it's a movie that kind of for a superhero movie actually gets you thinking a little bit like in real world issues. Like if this really happened like in real world, what would I believe and what would I stand for in this situation? So yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna take an attack at both your movies. Zootopia, animation movies just see it. Yes, you're right. It's more family. I've heard nothing.
Yeah.
Good thing about it, but I don't know. I just feel like animated movies are just it's a one hit kind of thing. Like you get some movies like Despicable Me is good, then Despicable Me 2 is not so good. So animation, you're always gonna do really well with it, and it's there every single year. There's multiple animated movies out every year. And with Civil War, it's a cluster. There's so many characters. I'm totally bashing Civil War. Why? But there's so many characters going on in Civil War that it can distract other people. And I think with Jason Bourne, it's literally just called Jason Bourne. That's it. No Bourne, whatever. It's Jason Bourne. He drives a cop car into a SWAT truck.
The question is, where was he born? Because, his name is Jason, so where was he born?
But I feel like it's Jason Bourne. It's going to be that movie that, like, everyone, because people love spy movies, right?
That's true.
People love spy movies. And I feel like Zootopia, it looks fun. It looks like you can have a good time. But I want to have an awesome time going to see a movie.
Mm-hmm. Going off of that, I had someone chime in here about the movie of 2016, and this individual, male or female, not going to tell who that is. Finding Dory, movie of 2016.
We'll get into that in the next questions, but no, it's not going to be. It was up there for me, but I feel like Pixar isn't very good at sequels. What do you have, Toy Story? It's just the same story told over and over again. So, yeah, even though you have Finding Dory, I don't know. Like, are you guys going to attack me?
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't seen Jason Bourne. But you know what? I can't really argue. Like, I really can't say anything bad about it because, like, I really did enjoy the other movies with the other guy in it. But yeah, I mean, you have good points, you have compelling arguments about Zootopia. I'm just saying. But for me personally, I like to laugh. I like to giggle. I also like, I like the more serious movies, of course. But I'm just like, I want to just chillax, and I don't want to think too hard. Especially like stuff like Inception or anything like that, like I just want to have fun and relax, just be able to like get it, be like, oh, that's awesome, and like it's a good movie, and I can enjoy it with my whole family. I don't have to be like, girls, because I have two sisters, be like, girls, get out, it's Anton's time to go watch something. No, they can enjoy a kick butt movie, and we do it together. Yo. What's up?
What about you?
Well, as far as Jason Bourne, I feel like I don't know, like it's kind of like kind of what you're gonna expect. Like, you kind of expect this action movie, just kind of like all out action movie, And I feel like I feel like they could have just left it at those first three. So I feel like it was a pretty good like arc, a good development for him as a character, and it kind of set up the resolution like. Okay, he's finished. Like he's done what he needs to do. I feel like it's just one of those like reboots. Well, it's not really a reboot, but kind of they're bringing it back, and I feel like it's not really that necessary because I mean, I don't know. I just I kind of see your point. So I don't have big things to really attack it about, because I did enjoy the Bourne movies, you know, but I feel like I don't know if they're really going to bring anything new to the table. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give my vote to Dylan on that one.
Dang it! You didn't say anything about
That last comment really, I
Yeah.
honestly, like, my biased opinion would go to Civil War, but being unbiased in that, Jason Bourne is there, and I was wondering if either one of you guys are gonna attack on that, but if you didn't, I would have probably gone with Jason Bourne on that. But
once he said that, I knew I was done for.
it's once Dylan was saying, like, once he said that, that's true. Like, they can't really go anywhere with Jason Bourne because it's just like
Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne's daughter or something. I don't know.
Is he?
All right. Question number 2. Who would win in the Hunger Games?
Now this is both any movie character.
Anyone can be involved. Any character.
Are you going to see?
Steven is it's your.
So there's a lot of characters out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's some pretty good ones, some strong ones.
Strong.
But I'm picking the Emperor Palpatine as the all throwing down the gauntlet, like the master Sith Lord of it all. Like
you got Jar Jar Binks.
no,
Yes.
why? Can I just go a whole month without hearing his name? But anyway, I'm picking the Emperor because he brought Count Dooku, Darth Vader, Darth Maul. Like, he brought all these cool characters. He has lightning. He has the dark side with him. He can sense things going on. He can just do all these things. He killed his master in his sleep. Like, his master was powerful, but once Sidious killed him, boom, it was over. Like, the Emperor, he's just the baddest dude, and he plays dirty, and he will take anyone out. That's what I'm going with.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan. Who do you think would win in the games?
All right, well, mine I feel like might be a little bit overkill, but I feel like it's off limits. I'm just being honest. I think Wolverine. I mean, let's be honest. He can regenerate. He basically can't die most of the time. And he has, metal skeleton basically, so his bones can't break. So I feel like he could go one of two ways in Hunger Games. He could just kill everyone and then he'd be the last one standing, or seeing as how he really can't die, he could just go off and hide in the woods somewhere and just let everyone else starve or freeze to death, or kill each other, so he can kind of just wait it out, and then he wouldn't have to kill anyone. So that could be a win-win.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those are good ones. You know what?
I picked a bunny.
Yes,
Get it?
it's the bunny. It was the bunny.
Hey, his whole theme is Zootopia.
I did points for that.
Oh my gosh. Yo, so I had to go to the anime side of things. And of course, who better to go with Aang from The Last Airbender? Now, I'm not talking about the blue people. I'm talking about the guy with the arrow on his forehead and all that jazz. He's mastered wind, fire, earth, and water, all the 4 elements. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, when he's in that avatar state, he kicks some booty patootie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to put that out there because, I don't know, it's been my favorite cartoon anime for days. I think he would definitely win, and also he does it for the right reasons. I'm just saying, and everyone's texting me for some reason. So, snap! I am done. That's all I need to say.
I feel with Wolverine, he wouldn't last long until he has to kill someone. Yes, he can regenerate, but it doesn't mean he can't die. The Emperor would just take him and just disintegrate him practically. Whatever Darth Vader, Darth Vader was going to be my second choice. Darth Vader. But I think the Emperor, he wouldn't be out in hiding. He would connive. He would just manipulate people. If you've seen the original the prequel Star Wars, you could see him how he just manipulated everyone to making him last longer as the soul, whatever it is. That may hurt me there. But the Emperor knows how to just get people to do what he wants. And he would get your guy to attack him, so your guy would die first, and then bam! The Emperor would just do the force choke, lightning, he would do whatever it was. And he has a lightsaber that could actually break your metal.
You got a good point there. I don't know.
Do you guys have any? Do you guys have any rebuttal against him attacking you?
I'm thinking. Hold on.
Well, you don't have that much time.
Okay. Well,
Like 30 seconds.
you know what? When the last Airbender, when that series ended, when he was, fighting that Fire Lord, he got like all these elements together. I mean, if the cartoon or the anime, whatever you want to call it, was a little bit more gory. I mean, you could just you could get rid of that Emperor Palpatine fool right out of the water. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like definitely Aang would win. Yes, he would probably, manipulate him, but I feel like Aang wouldn't give him a chance to do anything. He would just be like, I'm taking action. They get his Cahandres and his people together. I don't know. And just,
do you have any rebuttal?
You just get him.
All right, he's got a good point. Other than the fact that Wolverine can pretty much regenerate from pretty much anything, so I feel like anything that happened to him, he was able to regenerate. And I know I don't know how long that kind of thing takes for him. So the Emperor could have been declared the winner by the time they think he's dead. Wolverine's dead. But other than that, I think as far as a winner, I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think Steven's got it on this one.
Yeah, Dylan, you are definitely right on that. Absolutely. No, Steven, you make some really good points. The fact that, him being a super powerful Sith Lord, other than Jar Jar Binks, that the idea of him being powerful, and Wolverine, although that is a very good choice, can regenerate, but he could still die. Cuts his head off, done. Whole souls, done. Lightsaber throw, whatever. I do see that being a decent battle. In the end, I don't know. I just don't see.
He'd be my pawn.
I just don't see him coming out victorious on that one. All right, number 3. What would be the best comic book movie crossover? Dylan, we'll start with you on that one.
Okay, well, it's kind of sticking with the same theme of the X-Men. I feel like, I wouldn't mind an X-Men Avengers crossover. I know that would add a lot more characters to the mix. I feel like if they did maybe 1 or 2 movies like that, at least I feel like I'd really enjoy that, because I don't read a lot of comics, but I've heard in the comics like Wolverine is part of the Avengers, and some of the X-Men play a big part in some of the stories. So I feel like if they did 1 or 2 of those stories, just seeing Wolverine interact with the Avengers, or bringing Magneto in as a villain, I feel like you said, with Marvel having problems with their villains, I feel like if they brought Magneto in, he's actually a pretty compelling villain. So I feel like that could add some depth to the villain as well, because we already know kind of his story and everything like that. So,
Anthony, what about you? Best comic book crossover?
You know what? I had to go with Iron Man, and I would love to see him in DC with the whatever it's called, the Justice League. Thank you. I don't know. I just think that'd be super cool. To see all of them together, and especially Marvel and DC. I think that'd be cool too. Just to throw that out there. But yeah. I mean, I don't have too much to say about it, but I just think it'd be just kick butt, all of Tony Stark's technology kind of come over there and their side, and all the all the money they brings to the table as well. So,
are you saying Avengers and DC make 1 movie, or are you just saying Iron Man?
Well, I mean,
and DC?
Avengers and DC would be awesome as well. But I mean,
Avengers and Justice League. And
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're pretty awesome. So.
Steven, to you.
I like both your guys' answers. Both are cool.
I
Both are
appreciate
nerdy.
it. Yeah.
But I'm gonna go simple. I'm gonna go complete rated R, just bat crazy. I'm going Wolverine and Deadpool. Like we saw the last Wolverine, people liked it. We saw Deadpool, people loved it. Why not take the two most dark graphic comic book characters and put them as a team? Because they both played on the same. They both teamed up together in an X Force, or whatever it's called. That may be hurting me down the road, but they both were on the same team and they both were on missions together. Why not just take them and just go all out? You have humans, you have fighting, you just have this all-out brawl. They both can regenerate. They both technically can't die. So it's just an all-out bloodbath. Awesome. Take a date, take whoever. Just it's a god movie. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty tough one. A lot of yours would be pretty awesome. But the fact that the idea of an Avengers versus the
Do you want us to attack each other, or do you?
Oh yeah.
Do you know who you're picking?
Right now I know who I'm picking, but if you guys want to attack, then go for it.
Well, I don't have much to say other than the fact that like
I forgot about that part.
Wolverine and Deadpool like together and that'd be pretty cool, but it'd be like you said, they regenerate, so neither of them can die. So I feel like be a little bit like overpowered. There'd be really no danger or tense element to it because they're not going to die. They're not the winners, So there's like no danger of death.
But it'd be fun just watching the humor. Like, admit it, people love Wolverine. That's why you see X-Men, even though he's gonna have a cameo in some movies. Or you watch Deadpool for the humor of it. It's watching two characters you love and just going at it. Yours is just all blooded. Like it's just I can see yours more, but yours I feel like Marvel. Like if you put Avengers and Justice League, it's like, are you gonna make it darker? Are you gonna keep it darker? Are you gonna keep it lighter? Like it's going back and forth, and like there's so many different things going on and stuff. And like as much as yours is, I feel like X-Men would overcrowd the Avengers to the point where it's just like it's overshadowing everything. It's like confusing. That's all I'm taking on you guys.
You make a compelling argument there. Something I do have to say though, the Avengers and the Justice League is like they can kind of have a little bit of both. I feel like because DC is like darker in general, and then the Marvel is a little bit on the funner, lighter side. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be a great crossover because it'd be like the best of both worlds. And plus, who doesn't want to see one guy beating up on the other? And for yours, Wolverine and Deadpool, yeah, you got two guys, but where's everybody else? There is no one else because everyone else is dead. Just saying, it'd be like, okay, it's awesome, and it's kind of funny, and then I don't know, they really wouldn't be developing beyond that. So,
something just popped in my head. What about Ant-Man versus Aquaman?
Stupid.
That was actually Actually, I was going to go with the Avengers versus Justice League, but then that whole idea of it being too crowded and be like, what the heck? And yeah, I'm going to have to go with Wolverine versus Deadpool in that one. That was I see the humor in that. I definitely do. There's just seeing Deadpool and seeing Wolverine and knowing how funny Deadpool was, and it's just stupid humor, but it was hilarious. Yeah, it was all the blood and I could just see Deadpool getting on Wolverine's nerves and just Wolverine just stabbing him, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you said the Injustice thing, that actually would have worked. The two different dimensions, that actually could have worked. I thought you were going to bring that up. I was like,
Injustice!
don't do it.
So it's
I like your idea a whole lot more. I'll just say that after.
I like that one too. Yeah, that was a hard one. That was a hard one to pick. But the comedy won me over. So, what video game should get a movie? Anton, we're with you.
All right. You know what? I picked something that's already kind of out there, but I had to go with The Last Airbender. You know, you'd be like, yo, Anton, it's already a movie, but it sucked balls. It sucked so bad. I hated it. And I really think like it'd be a great, like they could just you could just do much better, like so much better in the whole movie. And I know everyone who's seen that totally agrees with me.
Are you saying more along like redo the series and not make one big movie, but actually make the series into a movie?
Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, like, I think it'd be cool that way because it's like, you know, get actors that don't suck. Number one, you know, make a kick butt movie. Number two, and then, you know, to get all the money and the fans, just extend it. You know, because it was just like when that Last Airbender movie came out, it was like everything was cluttered. And the actors were terrible, and I couldn't even watch it because they pronounced names wrong as well. So, I know.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Steven, what about you?
I'm scared of what he's gonna pick.
You
We're
should be.
doing video games.
Mm-hmm.
Video games aren't doing so well,
Mm-mm.
but I'm picking Halo. Like, yes, there's little side movies and stuff. I'm picking Halo for the fact that it's not. Like with yours, it's a little too late kind of thing. But I'm picking Halo because it's still relevant. It's still big. It's still something that people like. And it could work as kind of like a much more darker version of Star Wars.
I will admit, and this has nothing to do with my final. I remember hearing back in, it was like 2007 or 2008, they were going to make a Halo movie. I almost peed my pants about the excitement I was in. But that's nothing. That has no to do with my my pick. But Dylan.
Okay, I'm kind of going out of left field here, but I'm gonna go with this Fallout, honestly. Because I feel like it's been a while since we've had a good post-apocalyptic movie, and I feel like, you know, the atmosphere of like Fallout, there's like a unique atmosphere. It's kind of like got like a, you know, at the surface like joyful like old 60s like cartoons and, you know, like the oldies kind of music, like Frank Sinatra and whatnot, mixed with like darker elements of like an apocalypse, you know, like nuclear war, you know, which can be kind of relevant to today's, you know, world with like all these threats of nukes and stuff like that. So it can speak to the audience, and, you know, you have a character that's like kind of like the everyman, kind of like someone who's like, you know, it just experienced this for the first time. Someone who has like a family, and all of a sudden it's gone, and then you know, kind of sympathize with him and like put yourself in their shoes. Like, what would you do in that situation? And kind of with all that danger, would you try to like just hide, you know, forever? Or would you try to like actually get out there and try to find some answers?
Mm-hmm.
So
We had some viewers text in some of their thoughts. 3 of them actually. Mortal Kombat,
It's really done.
Mario Brothers.
Terrible.
And
I mean, that was done, but it was horrible. Did you see that one? It was like in 90s. It was garbage. And Assassin's Creed.
It's right. I have hope for it, but that's not. I don't know. I feel with like Halo, it's something that people, when it first came out, were like, it crosses generations. That's the thing. It's pretty much what most gamers have played. And with yours, I just feel like do you want to depress everyone when they watch it? Like, just every have you seen The Road? It's depressing. It's just anything post-apocalypse. It's boring. I played Fallout. I'm not a big fan of it. It's drawn out.
you know what?
Yes, would it be an interesting movie? Yes, but it's just Halo would just be. It's a space odyssey. Everyone loves that. You're fighting aliens. It's like Star Wars, but on crack.
Dylan, he attacked you on that one. How do you rebuttal that?
well, I always have to say, one, like Master Chief, like I know, you know, people might say he's a good character, but I feel like he's not a very good character. Like, he doesn't really say anything at all. Like he just goes out there and just shoots stuff, and like you don't know, it's like just to follow orders. But I feel like he doesn't have that interesting of he doesn't have a face. You can't see what he looks like. He doesn't have that much of a character to him other than just like, oh, just serving, the army, just doing what needs to be done, kind of thing. Cortana would probably be the one to kind of carry the movie as far as dialogue goes. And so, I mean, I could see how that would work, but I feel like, a game like Halo, which is like run to one thing, shoot some stuff, go to the next objective kind of thing. And yeah, there's like some cool lore to it and whatnot, but I feel like if it's, Master Chief in the center of it, I feel like, casual moviegoers might not be able to really relate to that as much as, say, Star Wars, because the characters were a little more drawn out, So.
I have to agree with you on that one. It's just kind of like Halo is more of a shoot 'em up game. Like, oh, let's go play a really cool graphic shoot 'em up game with aliens, and it's like I don't know the storyline. Well, I mean, yeah, there's a storyline. I don't know. I just the storylines. It's okay, I guess. And
so, what yours like? What makes yours different from theirs?
Well, because mine actually has not only the video game, but has like a cartoon or anime series behind it. And it's like, I'm just going to say, for all the Last Airbender people out there that love that, it was like the best series ever. And then they got The Legend of Korra, which is like kick butt as well. Like, it never disappoints. So I think it's time to just put their little fingers to the grind and make a good movie. I'm just saying.
Do you want M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong to direct it again?
No.
I guess with that, I'll take all you guys' thoughts and consideration. But it was very close. I will have to go with Fallout on that one. The idea of
I
it
actually
being,
want to see that as
I am
it would
terrible
be
at this.
like, here's the thing. I thought about yours for a second. Last Airbender would be great remade into a series, but then my thought came to my mind. It's better left as a cartoon anime. That it's way better because you can do whatever you want. You can make a platypus instantly appear out of thin air. Where if they try to do that with CGI, it would look weird. It would honestly look weird. And the whole fire coming out, and I just don't know if they could do it that well.
Yeah.
Would I like to see it happen? I don't know. With Halo, also another thing I would love to see as a movie, but predictable as it can become, Halo, it has a storyline, yeah, but it just kind of like Halo is like it's just stops and like, okay, well, what's going to happen? And with Fallout, you actually have like, hey, post-apocalyptic, you're trying to survive, everything, what's going to happen? You're on the edge of your seat at all times.
That is a good one. I do have to admit.
Okay.
Tie 2-2, Dylan and I.
Is it? Yes, 2-2, Dylan. All right, is it 5? Yeah. What is the most anticipated film for 2017?
Oh, snap.
It's you, right? Yep.
So I went with a sequel. We all know sequels are terrible sometimes. And I went with a sequel from, I think it's last year's movie or 2 years ago. I went with John Wick Chapter 2. Now, John Wick, when it first came out, it didn't get much praise at first. But once people saw it, it was the Keanu Reeves action movie of the decade. Minus the Raid. But if you take Raid out, and that never existed, John Wick would be up there. John Wick Chapter 2 is now worldwide. It's going to Rome. It's going to places. It has interesting things to tell. And Keanu Reeves as John Wick is the coolest dude ever. Like, if you've seen John Wick, he nails every guy in the head with no problem. He is a trained assassin. He has a cool story. If you kill his bird, if you kill his cat, if you kill his dog, you dead. everyone is dead in your family. Like he will take you out. That's why I'm going with John Chuck.
It's a good one.
For me, I'm going full on nerd. I'm gonna say Star Wars Episode 8. Honestly, because I know, Star Wars Episode 7 got mostly positive. Because most people liked it. Like, yes, it did have a lot of things that felt like it kind of copied from Episode 4, A New Hope. There were a couple things like the little Death Star thing again. I feel like that was a little predictable. I was like, do we already need a third one? I don't care how big it is, it's still a Death Star. I don't care how many planets it destroys.
Still this time.
I feel like it did a well enough job. It's like setting up the new characters. That's what I like. New characters felt, for the most part, pretty, interesting. Like you're actually rooting for them, you care about them. So I feel like this next one they could really raise the stakes. Like Luke Skywalker. Like if he's gonna train, Rey to become a Jedi, like I feel like that'd be super cool. Like people want to see that. They want to see it. Like Luke was being trained by Yoda. But now they want to see interesting. It could be interesting, like the role's kind of reversed now. Luke is kind of a master, kind of like mentoring, Rey, and then seeing, Kylo Ren, he basically got humiliated, at the end of the Force Awakens, and to see him like, people complain that he's kind of a weak villain, but I feel like my argument for that would be, he's like they're making room for development. Like they're starting him out as kind of like a, he's not like all powerful already like Darth Vader or the Emperor. He's got some learning to do, so I feel like they could really do some interesting stuff with that. With now the stakes are higher, so now next time Rey and Kylo Ren meet, like they'll be better trained by both their masters. I feel like it'd be interesting to see like if they did kind of a scene where like Luke's training Rey and then Snoke's training like Kylo Ren, and like how they would both kind of switch between scenes and like show different ideologies, like they're learning things, but they're like opposite things kind of thing, Like what Rey's learning from Luke to be a Jedi, and then switches to Kylo Ren learning to be a Sith, and like how those different ideologies like conflict each other, and then when those two come together and fight again, I feel like it would be the stakes would be higher. So.
All right, Anton, what about yours?
Yo,
Zootopia.
so
Zootopia 2.
best movie ever. No, dude, I'm gonna go on the popular train boat. I'm gonna go on the popular train. I don't know. That's the same. I'm gonna go with the new Avengers coming out. Like, I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see a new Avengers movie?
Is that coming out next year? Sources?
Fact check. Is Avengers?
I don't think it is.
I think maybe it is.
Fact check.
You've got like
Go
Okay.
on.
I'm just saying, well, if it does. I think it is.
We're checking our sources.
All right, we're checking our sources.
I think
Hold on. No, but I mean, who doesn't want to see a new Avengers movie? I mean, it's going to be kick butt. It's going to have a good storyline. I mean, the other two, I absolutely loved.
2019.
So our sources have told us that
No!
so that has been eliminated from this round. Since
Can you think of another movie off the bat, real quick? If not, then you're.
hang on.
Wait a minute. Zootopia 2? No.
As far as what Marvel has, I think they have Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man, and they have Black Panther coming out next year. So
You know what? I can't think
Check
on
your
top of my head.
Check your phone.
Check the phone.
I'm checking my phone. Hold on. Connecting. So how's everyone doing?
No, like your text messages.
I know I'm looking.
Oh.
Did you send it? Did I get it? No.
Well, just show him.
Oh my goodness. I just got it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, I'll just, he was saying Power Rangers. I don't know if that's coming out, but who doesn't want to see Power Rangers?
Who doesn't want to see that? All right, that's it. I'm gonna be throwing Power Rangers is irrelevant now.
It is.
It is. It's relevant.
Alright.
And with
So many fans.
Star Wars, here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
If
guys.
Episode 7 came out next year for the first time after so many years, then yes, it would be anticipation. But now that we've already seen Episode 7, we're kind of getting a new story. Yes, it's going to be popular, but I think with John Wick, it came out of left field that it's like, okay, people are finally getting excited. It's something in the movie that everyone wants to see. And John Wick is just this character that's just, it's interesting. It's just like, what drives him to come out of retirement? Why is he doing it? With Star Wars Episode 8, it's almost rehashing everything of the original ones. If I want to watch that, then I'll watch the originals. I don't have to wait a year later. I can just go up into my closet, pick up the movie, and watch it. So, yeah.
Can you go?
I have to disagree a little bit because, yes, like I said, The Force Awakens did have a lot of things that came straight from A New Hope, but I feel like they kind of set that up so now they have more opportunity to kind of maybe branch out so it's not going to be, a direct copy of, Empire Strikes Back, which I think that's my favorite Star Wars movie. So, personally, I wouldn't really like it if they tried to, copy some of those elements. So I feel like it's an opportunity to open up a whole new story. And as far as John Wick, I haven't seen it, so I don't know that much about it.
It's like, who's John Wick?
I think most people in the public
Kill you if you kill his dog. That's
really,
who. He drives a nice car.
I feel like the general public doesn't really know too much about him other than what I know is you kill his dog, then you're gonna die. So I feel like those motivations are kind of
That's all you need.
pretty simple. I mean, and yes, the action movie, but I feel like it doesn't have really that many interesting, plot points to it other than, okay, you kill his dog, now he's just gonna revenge kill all of you, and then at the end,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing left to be desired. And as far as when Force Awakens is over, I found myself, I'm sure a lot of people did too, wanting to see what happens next. See what happens with Rey, see what happens with Kylo Ren. It's the first time we get to hear from Luke Skywalker in over 30 years. Hear him talk and what he has to say.
He didn't talk in it though.
Well, no, I'm
He did. He just stood there and got
talking
other
about in episode 8. We want to see what.
So I want to throw mine in there. I just looked at the list.
Power Rangers.
No, Fast and Furious 8. Fast 8. I think and that's not going to be judged.
It'll be cool.
But here's the thing, coming off of what they did in Fast 7, and people will want to see how they're going to do it without, I'm going to get shot for this. The main character.
Gosh.
Yep, I'm going to get shot.
Too soon. It'll be interesting, but I feel like John Wick and Star Wars are going to be the biggest, the most anticipated movies.
Not Baywatch.
What?
There's Baywatch coming out too.
Oh, please. No.
Guys, Power Rangers, I'm telling you, it's
Shut
kind of
up.
bad.
That's just no.
John
Wick is just no.
It's too close to John Cena. I mean, come on.
Dude, you just helped him on that one because John Cena.
Hey, he's getting old, okay?
Replace John Wick with John Cena, and that would be pretty awesome.
I am gonna go with the better argument on this. Sorry, Anton, you didn't really give me.
You know what? That was my bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm terrible.
But it's between John Wick and Star Wars 8. I never saw John Wick. But I mean, I just read about it, and there is opportunity to or what's going on with him. Episode 8, yeah, there could be. They have so much room to go. They have a lot of room to go wherever they want. Really, with this, do they want to go more on the story than this? So based off of that, I'm gonna go with Star Wars 8.
I had to second that. I mean, who doesn't want to see it? They left it at a cliffhanger. Come on.
You want to see? I mean, yeah.
I mean, who's John Wick? I don't know.
But I'm looking forward to Baywatch. That's
Baywatch.
All right. Number 6. Almost to the end. Best comic book movie. Best comic book film. Sorry, that was weird. I went to you last, so it's Dylan.
Okay, I think I might be stating the obvious here, but The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
To be honest, like it is so grounded and like somewhat realistic. Like there's nothing too crazy powers or like and like the special effects and everything were mostly practical effects. So like it felt more real and grounded and like they bring in the Joker. Like obviously it doesn't need to be said again. You know, Heath Ledger, best Joker ever, period. And I feel like they can't really, do anything after that. I mean, I'm excited to see Jared Leto's Joker, but I feel like Heath Ledger, he tops them all. And I feel like, of course it wasn't, I don't think it was a perfect movie, but I feel like it really nailed like the general audience. Like it's more than just a superhero movie. Like it's a like crime drama that has like a more of a story to it. So.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Utopia.
I love the fact that that's just like,
Oh my gosh. I knew you were gonna nail me on that one. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna go obvious. Iron Man. He's been my favorite ever since like the first movie that was kick butt and had the anyway. So he had the guitar in the background. Everyone loved him. He's rich, selling cars, before they come out. And I mean, come on, super smart guy. Like, builds a freaking Iron Man army using electronics. And I think why I connect with him so much is just because, like, I love robots. And he pretty much is building robots. So it's like, yeah, like I was saying, like, it's just like, it's obvious. I feel like a lot of people like him. I'm not sure if I'm going to like him at the end of the new Captain America, but I probably will. But yeah, obviously.
Steven.
well, both years are really good.
I know.
I like them. But I'm going with Spider-Man 2. It's the Sam Raimi original one. Now, here's why. The writing in that movie is literally to perfection. You have a really good setup to the villain. It's just Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the whole train scene was cool. Everything about
I thought you were
that,
talking about the new Spider-Man.
No, not that crap. I would have said amazing crap too. But Spider-Man 2, it played off so well from the first one that it could carry its own self as its own movie. That's what's cool.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I just feel like it really did define what the comic book movie of Spider-Man or comic book of Spider-Man is. And it just played off and the whole damsel in distress thing really well. It before it went down into a weird nightmarish of Spider-Man 3, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, it was a really good movie for what a comic book movie should be. That's my piece.
No, that's good.
Okay. Who was the villain in that one? Can't remember.
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock.
That's what it was. Okay.
Now here's with the Dark Knight. The problem with that is you have Batman, who has the worst voice changing problem ever.
Okay.
Wait, who?
Let's see that.
The Joker?
Batman.
Oh.
It's just, and also when you watch the Dark Knight, it just.
Everyone probably just said that. Where is she?
Yeah.
Where's Rachel?
But with the Dark Knight, there's so many problems going in with that because it's just like, it's so many things. It's like, ooh, what's on his side? Who's on whose side? It's just so many different things. And if you watch it and you get confused, you're gonna have to watch it so many times until you finally get it. With Spider-Man 2, it's simple. It's straight to the point. It's there. With Iron Man, it's just about both movies are about like orphans.
Man.
Wow.
They're just about, they have drinking
Technically,
problems.
Spider-Man's an orphan too.
Burn.
So I gotta call you out on that one.
Okay, but the thing is though, they all have drinking problems. Not Spider-Man. He doesn't.
Because he's underage.
No, I'm just saying they just have problems with their life. They don't know how to use it. With Spider-Man, he knows what he wants to use it for the good right away. He doesn't have a problem. He knows how to go with things.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dylan?
Oh.
I mean, you both had pretty good answers. Like, I really enjoyed both of those movies. But I feel like Dark Knight's like, it has a little more depth to it. Like, as much as I love those two movies, I feel like they were, like you said, they were simple and they work for, what they are. But I feel like The Dark Knight can kind of transcend what a comic book movie is. Like I said, it's more than just a comic book movie. It's like loosely based on these characters, but I feel like the whole story and drama inside it is like, something that people didn't expect. Like we've never seen that before, And yes, that ends at orphan, but I feel like aren't most superheroes orphans? Like most superheroes' backstory involves dead parents, and I agree. Like Spider-Man 2, like same with Dark Knight, they're both sequels, so they can kind of build on their own. But I feel like they do kind of stand on their own. I feel like Spider-Man 2, I feel like it has. I know it knows what it is. Like it has some cheesy moments as far as that, but I feel like it has some of the cliches, like as far as Mary Jane, like the whole thing with Spider-Man and Mary Jane, like all the times, like does she like me, does she not? Do I do this to try to impress her? And she's always like, she's always getting into trouble and always like being that damsel in distress that he has to rescue. So I feel like we already saw that in the first Spider-Man. So I feel like that we're seeing that kind of again. It's kind of like, do we really need to see that again, kind of thing? I thought we already completed that arc at the end of the first Spider-Man. It's like, okay, they like each other now. Can they just like start dating or whatever? Do they need to really start, messing around with that? So.
Yo.
All right, Nathan, what about you?
Come on. Iron Man is pretty awesome. Like, yeah, there's a little bit of drama on like, oh, drink your crumbs and oh, this and all that. But when are people not like that? I mean, that's what makes a good movie. I'm not saying like drinking makes a good movie, but all like the drama in there, that's what makes a good movie. And you can really connect with, Tony Stark. It's not like, oh, it's just a guy in a suit. It's like, oh, I really connect with him. Like, I feel his pain. We're like one and the same. It's like, with Spider-Man, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I connect with him a little bit, but I have to agree. What he was saying, it was just like, okay, guy meets a girl, and it's just like kind of this like love thing going on. It's like, okay, let's just get to the action. Let's get to Spider-Man kicking Doc Ock's butt, which he did, but it's just kind of like it was. There's some of that like love stuff in there. I was like, yeah. I don't know. Iron Man's like, come on, give me some action, give me some guitar, give me some awesomeness, and that's what he delivers.
But here's the thing, that defines who Peter Parker is. Like with Bruce Wayne, he can't get a woman. Let's just be honest. At least Peter Parker can. Yeah, Tony Stark gets a girl, but then he it's
drama.
No, he's a womanizer. So is Bruce Wayne. Peter Parker, he is the typical nerd. He gets nervous around a girl he likes. Every nerd can relate to that. He doesn't know how to act around women, but if you give him technology and science, he's really good at it. I think he relates to a lot of nerd guys like me. That's my defense.
Good stuff. I was swaying one way, and then one person said something, maybe swing another way, and then another person said something, and we go other way. I'm gonna have to go with Dark Knight though. Mainly because the idea of it, like the way it was portrayed, the way that movie was, in the way the things that you brought up, they touched very well on how the movie was. It was smooth, and the acting was incredible. Yeah. But I mean, Spider-Man, yeah. I was looking at this and like, Steven, how are you going to persuade me on this? And you actually almost had me. You almost had me for a bit. But yeah, that's that one.
We can go straight into speed round.
Yeah, because you guys all have the same one.
We did.
No, him and I do.
You all three have the same one.
Really? too.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was yours?
So how many?
Incredibles. The Incredibles.
So
Incredibles. Yeah.
Dude, Incredibles is gonna be amazing.
yeah.
Be incredible.
So there's no.
That's
So okay, I only got two.
Dude, I got 0. Don't feel
1,
that.
2, 3,
4.
4. Okay, we're going to the speed round. So now with speed round, this is going to be much quicker. You can
Chime
chime in with voting.
in. Okay.
So, and then you guys in the back, you can help too. So this
Anyone
is
who's
where,
bad with movies out there,
Yeah.
I can relate with you.
Garrett, I know, just be unbiased. Yeah, right. You know you want me to lose. I know it.
It just goes down to Patriots versus Broncos right now.
All right.
So,
Speed round. So this one, whoever says it first, they get to give their argument first, and then the other person has to go with the
I need a
other one.
timer, please.
Yeah.
I don't understand your questions though.
You don't understand? Well, okay, seriously, it's not that
Am
hard.
I just gonna say it and just like?
Yeah, you're just gonna randomize it. Don't do the one that I showed you the last 2 pictures because our live stream isn't working up to that part. But it's just,
show them the picture.
yeah, it's just
Okay.
you'll know it.
Okay.
I guarantee
All
it.
right, we ready? 30 seconds on the clock.
And you can make a noise after.
Okay.
Man, this is
Ready.
So it's between Steven and Dylan.
So it's 42.
Yeah.
Crap.
All right. If both of these are on cable, which do you watch, Dumb and Dumber or GG?
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Why?
Well, I've actually never seen that movie, so like that'd be kind of hard for me to argue for that. So I think we might just have to give you the point.
Dumb and Dumber 2 it's stupid. Both these movies suck. But Dumb and Dumber 2, at least you can know is a dumb movie. And I can't defend it. All right.
Okay.
That one.
All right. Better James.
You gotta pick who won.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anton won.
What?
Yeah! Woo!
I'm a winner.
I'm a winner. Number one.
All favor for Steven.
Really? I knew it.
Yeah, Steven, you won that one,
All right.
obviously. All right, better James Bond film.
Skyfall.
Ooh.
Casino Royale.
Ooh. Okay, you got some really good,
All right.
two good ones here.
You got 15 seconds. All right. Skyfall was it was darker. It made James Bond darker. It showed more of a story of who he was and who he was, like his background, his story, his life, where he came from. You never got that in the other James Bond movies. It was crap. This is so hard. 15
All right,
seconds.
go.
I feel like Casino Royale was the one that kicked off this whole new franchise of James Bond. Like we wouldn't have Skyfall if we didn't have Casino Royale. Like, if we didn't have that success that it did of like showing James Bond as more grounded, like more of a human character, not just like this superhero that no one can ever be. Like, I feel like it's like what men like want to aspire to be. So
Wow.
Can we do a rebuttal if we want?
Yeah,
All right.
10-second rebuttal.
Okay. With Skyfall, you didn't see him learning. You saw him already knew what he did. He went out there for a mission. He was not just on a vengeance, but he was there on a mission to stop things. He knew.
All right.
I think Casino Royale was like that was part of it. Like he kind of was like building up his character again. Like they were doing something different with it, not just like okay, he's like obviously he had all the drinking, the womanizing part, but like yeah, there's like I feel like there's more to him like starting out.
Yeah. I thought it was more. I felt like it was more than 10 seconds. Oh, you got more than 10 seconds. You can tell me I'm pretty.
You're good
Oh, just kidding. Okay, I voted on that.
Danny, that one. I know you're gonna pick.
Who, based off of their opinion and the movies they chose, Anton, who do you side with?
I think I my bro over here.
Your bro over there.
Yeah, my bro over there.
Okay.
You know, I felt like that was good, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm going with that one as well. and not because of what you did.
I know.
Yeah. I was also more swayed by Dylan. So it's 1 and
Skyfall
1.
is so much better than Casino Royale.
All right.
I think I actually agree
30
with you.
seconds on the clock.
I know.
Well, once you guys say anything, your time starts. Okay, ready? Better Tom.
Tom Hanks.
Yep.
He has to pick one too.
Oh, okay.
Tom Cruise.
Okay. Now start time.
Tom Hanks has been in so much more better movies. He's been in The Big, Castaway. He's a very iconic actor. Everyone respects him. He's not crazy. He has he respects film, and he does great movies with Steven Spielberg. He's just such an iconic character growing up. Everyone knows his movies growing up as a kid, and he's funny. He takes it so serious.
With Tom Cruise, I feel like he's like, this, like, aside from his personal life, I feel like in his movies like Top Gun, like Mission Impossible, like he's this cool, like, suave guy that's like all men want to be. They want to be this cool guy that's like, you walk in the room, like everyone's like, oh, this guy's, pretty awesome.
Okay. Rebuttal. 10-second rebuttal.
Do you guys know what you're going for?
Do you want a rebuttal?
I don't remember.
I know who I'm going for.
I'm good.
I know.
Dylan?
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
Dylan.
Dylan?
No, I'm going with Steven with this one.
I'm going with Steven.
I'm going with Steven. Definitely Tom Hanks. You got Toy Story, the voice of Woody. You got Castaway. That actor.
I didn't think you were gonna say Tom Cruise at all, and I was like,
Tom Cruise.
wow.
That was a good.
Tom
That was
Cruise.
a good
That's the
one.
first one that came to my mind.
Tom Hanks was automatically like, I was like, I
Yeah.
can't lose on this.
He hit a punch though.
Yeah, that was good. So you got 2. You got 1.
So wait, so I have
Two.
2.
2-1.
but no, it adds to the points.
Oh, 5 to 5.
It's tough.
Oh. Is this the last question?
No,
There's 2 more questions.
I don't even know all the questions. I totally blanked out. I wrote them.
All right, ready? If both of these are on cable, which do you watch? Phantom Menace or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Give me the crystal skull.
I totally forgot this question.
All right, you got first. 30 seconds.
Oh
Go.
crap! So both these are both terrible, but you get a cool fight scene. You get Darth Maul, the Sith that everyone wants next to Darth Maul or Darth Vader. You get Obi-Wan. You get Qui-Gon. You get Yoda. It's a cool pod racer scene. It's the duel, the epicness.
Good? Okay.
But King of the Crystal Skull, like for the most part, other than the terrible ending, I feel like it actually for the most part felt like an Indiana Jones film. Like the continuation you want to see, like him going on an adventure, going on a treasure hunt. Like that's the whole point of Indiana Jones, is just be on an adventure and experience like other parts of the world and like feel a cool sense of like mystery.
Okay. You guys want a rebuttal?
Yeah.
Okay. 15 seconds on the clock. I'll do 15.
It's not an Indiana Jones movie. It's just Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It was Harrison Ford just cashing in. He didn't play Indiana Jones. He played Harrison Ford. Shia LaBeouf was not good. You had monkey swinging. Dude, it's hard.
Was that it? All right, go.
I see your point, but Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks, period.
Oh, gotcha. Ooh, it's tough. Is that all you got?
The one name you don't want to hear.
I think I got this.
All right, Anton.
All right, I'm gonna have to go Phantom Menace on this one because
I'm going to go with the skulls.
Oh, so it's me. I'm the deciding vote.
There's two.
Oh, what'd you choose?
I think I'll be the tiebreaker with this. I love his response for Jar Jar. We don't talk about Jar Jar, but other than that, I gotta get it to Steven.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Steven too because I love Jar Jar and I believe in the idea that he is the Master Sith Lord.
Jar Jar Binks.
I can't believe I won that with you just saying Jar Jar. I seriously thought I was going to lose. I was praying you don't mention him. So it's 6-5.
6-5. All right, last question.
And there is a tiebreaker.
There is a tiebreaker question.
No.
All right, ready? Better Robert.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert? Come on.
Robert Redford.
No,
All right, 30 seconds to you.
I think as an actor, just like seeing his like comeback story, like all that stuff with drugs, you know, and him coming back and like playing an iconic hero like Iron Man. Now like everyone loves him. You feel like he fits the role so well. Just really personifies what Tony Stark is. So I feel like he's kind of the Robert that everyone's like obsessed with right now because he's, I don't know, he's just cool.
All right. Robert Redford.
So Robert Redford is an iconic actor. He's been in very iconic movies I can't think of right now, except Winter Soldier. He was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's done so many movies with so many other iconic people, and like he's won things. He's like Tom Hanks. He's the iconic. He's just good at what he does.
Rebuttals?
I think you made a good point, but I think like Robert Downey Jr., like he is Iron Man. Name a character Robert Redford played that's like that is who he is. Like he personifies that character. And he seems like can't name any in this generation other than Winter Soldier.
All right. Do you want a rebuttal?
Yeah. Don't start this time. I seriously cannot think of the movies.
Your time starts right now.
With Robert Downey Jr., it's just that's all you're gonna see him. He's not as diverse. He's just one dimension. He knows how to do one thing, that's humor. With Robert Redford, he can go broader with it. He's had more time to broaden out what he can do. Drama, he can do comedy, he can do romance. He's done it all.
Okay. Why don't you guys go first?
Gary?
You both made excellent points, but I gotta say, in terms of Robert Downey, there is Sherlock.
I was going to say that.
So as much as you have a good point, his answer does resonate with me, so I gotta go with Dylan.
I'm gonna go with Dylan.
I'm going with Dylan. Tiebreaker. All right.
I would have gone with Robert De Niro, but with Robert Redford, it's just
I'm sure.
I think he did the Sundance.
If you had more information, I would have picked you. But
Yeah,
His information was a
Sure,
lot
so-
better.
If you can name a few movies.
I
I
have to
think it
agree.
was the Sundance Kids.
No. All right, guys. Tiebreaker question coming up to you live here at the Movie Lounge.
This is the most anxiety I've ever had.
Okay. If both were on cable, which would you watch? Maze Runner or Divergent?
Maze Runner.
Okay, time to start now.
With Maze Runner, it's a young adult's book, but it's not intertwined with the romance and stuff. It's not that. It's actually like they're trying to escape and they use their brains. Yes, it's kids doing what adults probably couldn't do. They're using their brains to get out, and the kid escapes, and it's an all-out like interesting movie of how kids would do it. That's how that.
Go.
With Divergent, I feel like people say it can be a copy of Hunger Games, but I'd say like there's the factions, and I feel like it can deal with like themes of like identity, like okay, who we are, where do we fit in, like for those racist people who feel like they don't fit in anywhere, and like it can kind of resonate and say like, okay, I don't have to fit in, like I can kind of stand out on my own, like be unique.
Okay. Any rebuttals?
Yeah.
Okay, we got a rebuttal. 15 seconds on the clock.
good luck.
Go.
I think with Divergent, yes, you're right. It has all those elements of good things that we need, but it's overshadowed by a stupid love story. And it also has terrible actors. it's with Maze Runner. It has different things of just.
Hands up. Ah! All right. 15 seconds on the clock. Go.
I feel like Maze Runner was a good movie, but I feel like I don't know, like it didn't really develop the characters well. It's just like okay, now all of a sudden we're in this maze now. All we have is just let's just run out of the maze. Like let's just try to escape from these creatures that are attacking us. And once that's done, it's pretty much over.
All right. Gary?
Divergent.
Got one for Divergent. Maze Runner. One for Maze Runner.
I am exempt. I haven't seen Divergent.
Okay, so you're exempt.
Come on.
Based on this,
Divergent's crap. What? Compared to Maze Runner, Maze Runner is terrible.
Oh, they're both terrible.
I prefer Divergent. I've already actually seen Divergent more.
I'm praying for you.
I think I'm based off of the scene and what you guys said. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna go with Maze Runner. This one.
What? You actually had me there. You beat me by 1 second. I was gonna say. Oh.
Yeah, you.
As soon as he said that, I knew I was screwed.
The reason I choose Maze Runner is because it's the start of something. It's the start of
Divergent.
But I never saw Divergent. So
Well, I haven't watched it.
nope, I never watched it. I was going off of what he was trying to say. So yeah.
The series is so much better.
So that is the show. We went long.
Yeah, we did.
We went real long. So
Hour and a half.
I'm gonna give a quick before we send off, and I just want to thank you guys for just doing this, even though we had technical difficulties at the beginning, and for our tech guy Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
Like we had some really cool stuff that we were gonna do during the show, and didn't work out, but hopefully we can get this down more, and then we can show it like it's. And what Justin has done for the past month has been awesome. Like he has really pushed this show to a whole different level, and I hope to show that to you guys soon. So thank you very much, Justin. You are awesome. And I have news. I will be moving. So this set right here in this house is not going to be here any longer. The reason why there hasn't been an episode for Movie Live for about 6 months is because I got engaged in July of last year. So I've been planning a wedding. And it takes a lot to plan a wedding. So that's why. So I've been focusing on my other jobs and then just dealing with that and planning a wedding. So I will be moving in August, either July or August, somewhere around there, to Monterey. And hopefully that's where I can start back up. And my fiance has been very, very pushing me to keep doing this show and like being supportive. So that's good. And so, yeah, this show is still around. It hasn't ended. I still get a ton of questions, especially the Batman v Superman. That question has been asked so many times. I'm so sick and tired of it. And I left it up to this moment to where I can let people know like how I feel about that crap movie. But this is a little bit of what the show is gonna be like. This is how I wanted the show to kind of evolve from. And if we had all the technical stuff working, that's what you would see. This isn't an original show. It's not. The originality of it is me answering questions. That's the original part. But doing like this little movie fight thing, which really I thought you were gonna win it all. Like no joke. I was like, I'm sucking so bad. So it isn't. It's fun. So people in Monterey, Russia, if you're still up in Russia, awesome. You guys are. I should just give you guys points for that alone. And in Australia and all over in the Middle East and just here across the U.S. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys are what makes this show happen. The show will not happen unless you guys participate. That's the other cool thing. It's very much other people participating to keep the show going. So, yeah, I hope to do more shows in August. And this will be the last show until I finally get it back up in August or whenever I get it going up this year. So, yeah, once I get a location down, we'll have it there. So you guys have been awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy these movies. I know Star Wars is going to win next year for most anticipated movie, but John Wick 2 is going to be so cool.
Yeah, same.
So Yeah.
Rangers.
You guys.
Power Rangers. They brought me at 2.
But you guys, first off, yeah. So you guys can check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can email us at themovielounge15@gmail.com. Anywhere, if you see me around town, you can talk to me. We'll talk about movies. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good day.
Boom. Later.
Yeah.
Peace.